just to even stay close with Veda. And Veda, remember, is still young, he's still a teenager, Veda.
Yeah. And yeah, impressive from Chakrapat. Nobody else is able to stay anywhere like as close. At the best lap times. 49.7 for Veda Ega and 49.9 for Chakrapat.
Right then, Reza Daneka's decided he wants to just take a little bit of a move. He's moved up into P3 ahead of Fairozi. McLeod stranded behind in P4. There will be no get out of jail card for the teams in P3 at the moment as Tanat goes backwards. Kawasaki of Irfan Ardiansa goes ahead of him. Surprisingly, the elevation takes me a little bit by surprise. It's not huge, but you're going up maybe 20 feet from lowest to highest point in that little straight.
Yeah, honestly, going around there on foot, I didn't even notice it.
He decides that Reza Daneka can't have things his own way. 26 points the differential between Reza Daneka and Herjan Atna. 75 points available before this race in this season. And the final round of the season is in Buriram, 2nd and 3rd of December. It'll be on these networks. Do join us for the finale of the campaign as Vietnam makes a brave ride through the inside.
That was a confidence move, wasn't it?
Or did he just leave braking too late?
Well, he held on to it, whatever it was, but it showed a lot of confidence.
It certainly did.
And he's put himself right up with this battle for P3.
So Reza Daneka still holding on, just ahead of Herjan Atna. Now Vietnam, just back end, slips away from him a little bit. This is the battle for P3 as they go past us. 5.7 seconds down. Veda and Jakrapan well clear.
Vietnam taking the fight to Herjan for P3. This is interesting.
I'm liking this from Vietnam.
Yeah, it's good.
He said confidence. That was the word that he used. It just makes him more confident. As Jakrapat goes through, this is the battle for P3. Herjan from Vietnam, from Reza, from Fairozi. Tanat's in that little group as well. Glad to see Irfan Ardiansa, one of the Kawasaki's, and Wayu Nagrohu as well.
Yep, Wayu just behind Irfan.
Like 89 at the back of that group.
Yeah, this is an interesting group to watch, this one. Variety of bikes, riders, riding styles. Look at our back in the middle of it at the moment.
Now Herjan just being able to drag away from Vietnam. Fairozi decides, Mr. Vietnam, I'm going on the inside of you. Vietnam just has to take some evasive action. Reza Daneka down in what's that, 3, 4, 5, 6th place for bike number 123.
Yeah, that's not a bad position for him. He can stay there, he can get a slipstream, and he's clever enough to make up another couple of places when they get to the final corner.
There is our lead, and he's made a big a chase for the lead there as Vietnam. We're keeping focused on this battle for P3 because Veda Ega Pratama on the Astra Honda is leading by a long way. Reza Daneka, focus on him because he's the championship leader with won 7 podiums in 9 races. And his other finishers were 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Veda 2 seconds clear of Chakrapat. It's about another 3 seconds back to Herjan and his chasing group.
Reza, oh, that looked like he lost a lot of shape there, Reza Daneka. Camera just cut away. McLeod was there. Well, Reza found the shape back, and McLeod went very wide. Tanat has got ahead of Reza Daneka, who had a moment there. Herjan from Fairozi, from Vietnam. That's the battle for P3.
Fairozi fancies it now.
4 distinct groups. The leading group, this is the battle for P3. And then the battle for P7, led by Tanat. Tanat Lumpio from Thailand.
Reza, and Reza is just ahead of Irfan, and Muqtada is behind them. So Muqtada down in yesterday's winner, down in P9 currently.
Well, as we look at Tanat, Reza Danica just goes on the inside. Wayu Nugroho, another frustrating day for the Indonesian, Yamaha Racing Indonesia. That's a long push home for Wayu.
Yep, unfortunate for him, 2 DNFs this weekend.
Irfan Ardiansa trying to just stay on the tail of Reza Danica Arens. Well, unless something happens to Herjan Atner, we are definitely going into a title chase into the into the final weekend of the season. Veda Ega Pratama could well be much, much closer. 65 points adrift at the moment. A victory here can keep him in the remotest of contentions. Tanat takes evasive action, number 11.
Cal Vietnam sustaining his challenge really well.
This is very underbonish, isn't it? They're just jockeying for position in these mid laps, and the real action, I think, is going to come in the final maybe 2 laps.
Yeah, stringing out a bit. Irfan Ardiansa needs to make sure he can get onto the back of Muqtada, just in front of him. He's got Tanat behind him, so this group could concertina up if they don't beat each other up too much.
It's nice to see Cal Vietnam, keep mentioning him. We want more nations to be competitive in this Asia Road Racing Championship. As it is the Indonesian team, the Indonesian riders of Herjan Atner, Reza Danica and Veda Ega are dominating. We'll be coming through with 2 laps to go at the end of this corner. This is the contest for P3, and there's the championship leader, bike 1-2.
YouTube Premium adalah bebas iklan. YouTube dan YouTube Music bebas iklan. Video tanpa jeda dan aplikasi khusus untuk mendengarkan musik. YouTube Premium, 1 paket langganan, 2 aplikasi. Coba 1 bulan gratis.
Pegadaian Liga 2, inilah panggung persaingan 28 klub Liga 2 bertarung di lapangan dengan format kompetisi dan sistem promosi degradasi live eksklusif di Indosiar dan video.
Endurance in a sprint race. It's just making sure you don't make mistakes, because mistakes can cost you 2-3 places. As Muqtada is finding out, she is under pressure from Irfan Ardiansa. Yesterday's victory for Muqtada seems a long way away today.
It certainly does, and she's, well, as we know, she's a rider that's full of fight. So is Irfan. These two are probably the feistiest riders in this category.
Battling out for lucky 8th position in China. Muqtada, bike 44, she comes through. And Fairozi has a look on the inside of Herjan. Nothing happening there. Cal Vietnam still being able to maintain his P5 at the moment, though Reza Danica is tracking his every move just at the moment. As a commentator, you're not meant to root for riders, but Cal Vietnam, I'd love to see him just maybe get a really good result.
As you said, Des, it's good to see some diversity and nationality coming through. India will be coming soon. Their best rider so far is Kevin, who's fighting for P11 with Warwick.
There's a battle going on between those two. Off the camera, this is intriguing. Kawasaki at the tail end. Irfan Ardiansa just can't. He and Muqtada just can't get there as we keep looking at this battle for P3, where Cal Vietnam, right on cue, goes through into P3 ahead of Herjan Atner. Vietnamese, bike 65.
Yeah, Herjan Atner we were talking about at the start of this weekend as the form rider in this category, off the back of 3 wins. Being taken by the Vietnamese, or at least being challenged. See, there's some edge between these two, Muqtada and Irfan.
Jakrapat goes through, bike 20, he's in P2, a long, long way clear. but he's 5 seconds adrift of the leader, who themselves are 6 seconds here. So there's Chakrapat, and 6 seconds behind him. Fairozi is the new P3 on the Yamaha. And the Vietnamese Honda of Khao Vietnam in 4, Herjan Atna 5, Tanat wants to join the party. Reza Danica wants to have a little sniff on the inside. And he forces the Yamaha out wide.
Vietnam chopped across the others very confidently on the way to turn 11 under braking.
There will be a warning there, I think, for respecting the track limits, going onto the green lines for the Yamaha, even though he was pushed out. Those green lines, that green that you can see on the marking, that's your track limits line. Violate those and you risk incurring the wrath of the stewards.
Lonely into the final lap for Chakrapat, but it's been a really good ride from him.
Again, Fairozi forced to just take evasive action. There is Chakrapat. This is the battle for P3, and look at that. Reza Danica and Herjan Atna decide that once it gets down to the business end, Astra Honda have been the team of the season, utterly. We've rather ignored Veda Ega Pratama because he has been so dominant.
I'll tell you what, Tanat's coming up through that group well. Khao Vietnam has dropped back.
Here's our winner from start to finish, Veda Ega Pratama. His lead 7 seconds over Chakrapat. He has been outstanding all weekend. This is the battle for P3, which is forever changing. We can't ignore the winner. Chakrapat goes through. Herjan and Reza Danica looking to make it a 1-2-4 for Astra Honda Racing.
1-2 in the championship, these two, so this is a really interesting contest.
But your winner for his second win of the season, Veda Ega Pratama, and it'll be 7, 8, 9 seconds ahead. Slowing down. Chakrapat, a lonely P2, but a very good P2, and Herjan Atna is just going to keep the championship alive going into the final weekend of the season to beat Reza Danica in for P3.
Nice scrap there, but it was interesting how the Astra Hondas broke away from the rest of that battle for P3. But a revenge ride, a revenge win for Veda Ega Pratama. Chakrapat establishing himself once again as we watch the celebrations in the Astra Honda pit. I think they're quite pleased with that.
As they should be. Veda Ega Pratama led from start to finish. No wonder, big pat on the back for the young fella. And I think that was as close as anyone's got to getting close to him today. Tries to work on the wheelie. This is a kid, I think, with international stardom beckoning.
He has, yeah. It was interesting with the interview Daniel did with him with the boss on the grid. He said, yeah, he is good, but the big thing that came through to me there was that they have a system for developing talent, and yeah, Veda Ega is a really exciting young talent.
Dominating our race with some international athletes. 9.2 seconds clear. That is a huge margin in Asian road racing championship terms. Veda Ega Pratama, Astra Honda Racing taking the victory from Chakrapat Puitisan from Honda Racing Thailand. Herjan Atna, Reza Danica are first and second in the championship. Reza the championship leader, but slightly reduced margin, down to 23 points now. Maklada Sarapech behind Tanat Longplo in the Honda Racing Thailand battle. Fairozi fell away to P7 on Yamaha Racing Indonesia. Khao Vietnam, good performance from him, 8 points from him to keep up his consistent season. Irfan Ardiansa winning the mini battle of the Kawasaki's quite comfortably ahead of Ayiki Ayoshi. Warrit on East NJT Racing, 25 seconds down. Kevin Quintal, reasonable performance, 32 seconds down. He just got the better of the experience, Zhuhai 4P12. Points also for the two Idemitsu Ubuntu Honda racing team racers, Idlan Hakimi and Irfan Haikal, both from Malaysia. Further down, 0 points for Watcherin, Duktan, Mosim Paramban, 1 minute down, but it's time on the track for him, as it is for Nitian of Victor Racing. Wai Nagroho did not finish, neither did Gao Ziyang or Liu Chunmei from Chinese Taipei on the Kawasaki. They were the two who went out very early on, but our winner, as Nitian comes in, our winner in very comfortable style, and it's not often we can say that in Asian Road Racing Championship terms, but a very comfortable victory for Veda Ega Pratama.
Very convincing, entirely convincing, and you just wonder what the future will hold for Veda Ega.
He cannot win the championship this year. The results today mean that only two, Reza Danica or Herjan Atna, can be champions. It's a 23-point differential between Reza and Herjan Atna. Veda is 53 points adrift.
Yeah, missing the Indonesian round really took him out of contention. But great things ahead for him. And there he is, getting suitably hugged and ruffled by the Astra Honda team. Ciao Veda, okay.
Bella ciao, bella ciao.
Yeah, Chakrapat congratulates him, he did what he could.
And P3 also for Herjan Atna, but those two did not finishers mean that he has got a monumental task to try and take the title. I think in just a short moment, Daniel will be able to get amongst the scrum there, amongst all the smiles and the Astra Honda Racing backslapping. And we will try to get just a little bit of reaction. In the meantime, there's the sights of Zhuhai as we await the final two races, and I think we can go down into the Parc Fermé for some reaction from Daniel.
We're down here at Parc Fermé for the AP 250 race 2, and then once again, Veda, we're meeting each other more often, and that's only because you are such a fantastic rider, and it's unbelievable the dominance you have. How do you make it look so easy?
Yes, race one I have retro, and yeah, I try to keep focus and keep in my pace in this race, and then I make a gap, and then yeah, I can finish number 1, and I will say thank you for my team, my mechanic, Bang Evo, Tio, and Astra Honda Racing team, all sponsor who will support me, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Veda. Congratulations on a fantastic win.
Highlights from a fabulous victory from Veda Ega Pratama for Astra Honda Racing in race 2 of the weekend, race 10 of the season of the AP 250cc at the Asia Road Racing Championships. Bag number 54 was on pole position. He got a great start, Barry Russell, and nobody was able to get close to him after that start.
That was it. His start was immaculate, his race was immaculate. We didn't see much of him, but I'm pretty sure he didn't make a mistake for the whole race. Unlike Yu Chun Mei, I think that was, for Kawasaki.
And Leong Nyung Se from Victor Racing, they were the two who went out there. Behind, we would focus very much on the battle for P3 because that's where all of the action was. There was a lot of jockeying for position. Herjan Atna would eventually get it, bike number 46, and after crashing out yesterday, that was important for him to take it into the final race of the season. But at various times, we had Muklada, we had Reza Danica, and we had Cao Vietnam in the lead in that battle for P3.
Yeah, Muklada and Cao Vietnam early on, and Cao Vietnam later on as well, featured in that battle, but ultimately faded. Yesterday's winner, Muklada, would eventually get beaten by both her teammates.
A long walk home for Wai Nagroho. Two did not finish us in a weekend, but two convincing performances. Chakrapat, well done for him. He's only a young fella as well, let's not forget. He's showing plenty of promise, is the tie. Herjan Atna, what are we, 3 laps to go here. Herjan Atna just trying to pull away from the rest, but Reza Danica, bike number 123, he's a canny campaigner. He knows he doesn't have to win races to win this title, and I think he's riding within himself. So let Veda have the glory today. Let Hergen have a place on the podium, because Reza Danica is the man who is eventually surely going to take the title.
Yeah, if you're carrying a 1,000 RPM handicap, then there's no way you're going to beat a rider without that handicap of the quality of Veda. And we just missed the celebrations there.
We salute you, Astro Honda Racing, and we salute this young fella. It's not going to be the last time we see him on the podium. It's the second time we've seen him on the winner's rostrum already this season. He won in Sepang, he's won in Zhuhai, and he will enjoy the Indonesian national anthem. Indonesia Raya proudly belted out by Veda, Ega Pratama. And you looked at his team, and Stefan Karapier prepares to hand out the awards to the winners. You look at the team, they know they've got a gem on their hands, don't they, Astro Honda Racing?
They do, yeah. I was just reflecting that Hergen Atner, the rider who finished third, came off the back of 3 wins on the bounce, but he's been put in the shade. It's amazing.
Chakrapat, good performance, good weekend for Honda Racing Thailand, all considered. A win yesterday, P2 today. But take away the ride-through penalty, and he would have been a comfortable winner yesterday, Veda, Ega Pratama, as comfortable as he was today. He won by over 9 seconds, which is a rarity at ARRC level. Stuart Tan, the general manager of Zhuhai International Circuit, handing out the prize to Risky, the already crowned champions, team champions for the AP 250s, Astro Honda Racing. On confirmation, Hergen Atner, Astro Honda P3, Chakrapat in P2 for Honda Racing Thailand. And your race winner, Veda Ega Pratama, for his 2nd win of the season and his 6th podium. In the overall championship standings, and then there were only two able to win the title. Reza Danica Arons takes a 23-point lead into the final round of the season. Veda Ega Pratama, despite the victory today, cannot win the title. Only 50 points available next weekend in Buram. Chakrapat, 93 points down. He'll be targeting 100 points, as will Iyoshi, who, despite us saying Kawasaki have had a difficult time, is still close to 100 points. McLaren, winner yesterday, not at the races today in P6. Irfan Ardiansa on 79 points on the Kawasaki Ninja for Motul Sniper Mantech. Fairozi for Yamaha Racing Indonesia on P8. Cal Vietnam continues to pick up points. Another 8 today to take him up to 63. Honda Racing Vietnam improving week on week. Wayan Nugroho, Yamaha Racing Indonesia out twice today, this weekend. Tanat in P11, Irfan Heikel and Idlan Hakimi. It's a learning curve for the Bunchu Honda Racing team, 48 and 40 points respectively, and similarly learning curve for East NJT Racing, Warit and Watchari. Okay, we take a break as a little gentle breeze comes in from the forest surrounding the Zhuhai International Circuit. When we come back, though, there will be some high-octane action as we move on to the Super Sport 600s. This is the Asia Road Racing Championships from Zhuhai in Southeast China.
Idemitsu engine oils are precisely formulated for meticulously engineered Japanese car engines. We are committed to delivering optimal performance. We fulfill this commitment through 5 ultra-protective benefits known as